It's 3 o'clock in the morning. My baby done left me. I ain't got money to pay the rent. These are common themes. Can you think of one more?
Ain't no much money that can satisfy my needs. I've got problems that get me going. They're gonna make me go by my knees.
Bum 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 bum. And I have somebody very special here with me. The man's a fellow blow man. He's called Karan, and he's down here from the Midwestern state of Iowa. Right. Tell us, Karan, how's it being here, man?
Feels incredible. It's an incredible feeling because you are around people who can understand what you feel. They can translate it into fantastic blues and rock music that actually reaches out to the roots whilst also bringing in its own flavor.
Tell us how different it is playing the blues in the States and the other side of the world as compared to playing it here. Do you notice any big changes, any differences?
One thing I can really truly count on is whilst there it was always an inherent taste when you'd go on the stage and you'd play a blues solo with a harmonica and people would be like, oh hey, we understand this, it works well. Here, when you have audiences from such a vast diaspora, some people have a great understanding of the blues and they love it. But there are those others, those huge others, who love it, they just don't know it. And when they listen to it, they say, oh yes, we can definitely get with this vibe, and this is groovy. And then at the end of the night, at the end of the gig, you realize we have brought people into this cult of ours, and they all love the stuff.
Yes. Absolutely, man. I mean, that's what it's all about, like introducing people to the sound of blues and what the saxophone is to jazz. So, having said that, so far, I've seen you around town, playing with bands, jamming with bands. So, tell us about the kind of music that you grew up with. Tell us about the influences in blues that you have.
Goes back really early. My adoptive sister is from St. Louis, and I remember this distinct evening in December 2016. So we're sitting around a fire, all of us, and her uncle Bobby Blackman, he brings out a guitar. We start playing the blues, and I just start reciting all of the blues history that I grew up with. People from the Delta region like Robert Johnson, like Memphis Minnie, like Elmore James, all of these folks. And
the sky is crying.
The sky is crying. But then you go all the way beyond, and then you realize every single region in the growing early ages of the 20th century had their own flavor of the blues. And why is this something that Indian folk can relate to so much? Is because we know struggle. We know struggle the same way that black folks who invented the blues know struggle. And this mutual understanding of what binds us in the emotion of struggle is what constitutes the beauty and the originality of the blues. Whether you listen to the B.B. Kings or the Stevie Ray Vaughans or the T-Bone Walkers or the Muddy Waters of this world, you will find every single person out there who has their own little flavor when it comes to the blues. Why? Because it's augmented by their own experiences. And that is exactly what I felt, Geezer.
Fantastic, man. I mean, I couldn't have said it better, but coming from a fellow blow man, I can only bear testimony to that fact, So, what next? I mean, what are the things that you're looking forward to this part of town?
Although I have been in several different cities in the country, I have never found the sense of community, the sense of closeness that is supposed to inherently come with blues and blues associated and blues derived music as I have seen in Pune. I've been very lucky that in just 5 or 6 months of being here, I've been able to meet such incredible musicians whom I can jam with, which you would expect, but also sharing stories and experiences with that augment the reason why we write songs. Why do we write songs? We write them because we want to relate our experiences with the masses. And how do you come about these experiences? You come about these experiences with the right people, the right influences, and the right stories. And I'm so fortunate that Pune has all of these opportunities to do so. The one thing that I can say to all the musicians and music lovers out there, especially when it comes to blues and blues-derived music, is Come to a gig, you'll find people, they'll bring people, and it'll be a cascading impact of camaraderie. That's
Karan, get your punk ass down up here, boy, and play me some goddamn dirty blues.
And that's how you begin. That's how you always begin.
Find out more. I want to find out so much more about what Karan's been up to and what's now in your playlist. Tell us about that.
Well, to be honest, I've never moved on beyond Gary Moore. So everything that comes to my mind, because I love playing minor blues, right? And playing minor blues on the harmonica is very tricky.
Yes.
So what I do is now I've been complementing my A key and my D key, or my GC or my G and C keys, just to be able to play the diastolic
Gibberish.
that you need. And getting that together and playing minor blues, it's like you're trying to play the guitar with a wind instrument. So I'm just gonna say, all of you minor blues musicians out there, if you're listening to, Gary Moore or B.B. King or Kenny Wayne Shepherd, one of the new greats, Chris Stone, Kingfish Ingram, the 19-year-old genius. Like other communities and genres of music, the blues, by its definition, is all welcoming. Come be a part of us. We welcome you because we learn from you, and that's what enriches the music. That's what enriches the experience, and that's how we know each other.
Absolutely.
So any problem you can think of in the world, it can translate into the blues. Any celebration that you can think of can also translate into the blues. Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll, man.
I don't care if you're young or old.
Let the good times roll! Now with that, this has been tremendous. Thank you for watching. This is awesome. My fellow blowman Karan right here. And this is me, Yeti, signing off. Thank you. Keep the blues alive. Keep rock alive. And keep coming back.